Well, South Africa is almost a year away from the country's next national elections, with more political parties and independent candidates now entering the fray. Questions around party funding and donations are once again circling. This past week, the IEC provided a close look at political parties' financial records. Newzroom Afrika's Andersen took a deep dive and filed this report.
Money makes the world go round. And with campaigning and rallies coming in costly, the same can be said for politics. With so many political parties now looking to have their voices heard here in South Africa, the IEC this week released new figures showing just how much these parties have left in their bank.
The total amount disclosed by political parties in the financial year was 145.4 million. 145.4 million rands. The monetary component of this, which is 137.3 million, was in cash, whilst the in-kind component of 8.1 was 8.1 million. This only involves declarable income above the 100,000 threshold.
Political parties are required to declare donations worth 100,000 rand or more. The IEC has admitted that there is not much it is empowered to do to ensure parties are actually declaring. Looking at donations for the three biggest parties received in the last quarter of the 2022 financial year, the ANC declared one donation to the value of 10 million rand. The DA declared several smaller donations, adding up to over 1.6 million, while the EFF did not declare any donations for that period. But according to the IEC, 474 political parties did not submit audited financial records, with many parties citing that they simply could not afford the audit process.
The Section 15 directions are being sent to 474 political parties as we speak. This process is related to those parties for whom no financial statements were received at all, and those who submitted wholly or partially by the prescribed deadline of 30th September 2022.
Let's look now at some key figures from the big three parties' financial statements, dated March 2022. The ANC has been saying that it's struggling financially, and its cash on hand amount backs it up. Despite receiving over 72 million rand in political party funding from grants and the IEC, it has just 21,000 rand left in cash assets. The DA, on the other hand, received over 30 million in grant funding and still managed to have huge cash assets of over 12.4 million rand. With grant funding being allocated according to the party's size, the EFF received the least of the big three. It received just over 20 million rand. In terms of cash on hand at the end of the year, the party statement sent to the IEC show an amount of 37,000 rand. As next year's elections edge ever closer, political parties have already begun their drive for donations as they look to fill up their funding war chest. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I'm Andersen in Johannesburg.